right, so let's do this video. So I think it was like maybe a day or so ago they updated the Mac version. So you can see the Mac version here. That you also have access to the desktop version. So somebody asked me about that. If you go in here to this is a MacBook, right? So you go into the Koala sampler. You can see right here where my mouse is. Hopefully you can see that the Mac app is here. And if you click over here, you'll see the iPhone app. So you can get both. This one now has the whatchamacallit in there, the mixer. So there's the mixer. Okay. And so everything is in there. The only thing I think this one doesn't do, if I'm not mistaken, is split stems. But, you know, I mean, that's one of those things where there's so many apps on desktop that you can use to do that. It's not like it's a huge loss if you don't have it. But if you feel like you need it, you could always have both running. You could have the Koala desktop version, and then you could have the other one and do your split stems in it at the same time. So don't feel like you can't. The only thing is I don't know how it works with sound wise, but if you just need it to split the stems, open the app version, split the stems, and then just drag them straight over into this one. All right. So, but here's what I found out today that's really cool. So on desktop, typically you'd be like, well, I got a screen record, but you don't. To get something in, it actually, you can see it's picking up the microphone right now for me. Talking. So if you leave the mic on, and this is a UVI workstation, and it's basically Percussion Factory, which is one of my favorite things I use on desktop. So you can do it that way and then just record in. You'll see here's the recording. Let's see. Now, it will pick up some of the background noise from it. Unfortunately, that's the way it does, and you can zoom in. You got to pinch zoom with your hands. It's not the greatest on MacBook. I hope someday that he will make a version on MacBook it's got everything in there, but as far as usability, it's not really that great. Okay. So you can record that in. And if you don't have a lot of noise in the background, it'll work. And you can record straight off into this by just using the mic feature. And if you turn the mic feature off, which I'm going to do right now. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't know, I can try to find the loop here. Just go loop, hold. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And I just want to play. See if I can loop it. Oh, see, it's off. See, it's off. So usually I play it longer, I didn't. All right, so to make this work now, we're going to play it a little bit longer. I don't think it's, let me see. Hold on a second. You got to turn it back to mic. I am going to have to be quiet if I do it, because see, if I talk, see what I'm saying? It'll record my voice. Let me see if I turn it. No, that's not it. All right. So it will record your voice. So I'm going to have to be quiet and play this. Let's see. All right, so I'm just going to capture right here. And then I'm gonna capture this. You're just trying to capture the whatever portion. I'm gonna go ahead and crop. That'll give me a little more without having to zoom in so much, because it is, I will say it's harder to zoom in on here, but okay, now let's see if that'll loop. There we go. And even if it's a little off, what it will do when you put it in the sequence. So in my mind, with this rhythm and this tempo, I just hit the stretch to get an idea. That's 1 bar. Okay. Then don't stretch it again because it might not be on. And then there it is. Just drag it in for 1 bar. And then you can always just duplicate that by going, I always snap first and then just hit repeat twice. And there you go. So now you have it's a little percussion. Go back to the sequence. Oops, that's the bass. Show you that in a minute. So we put that on the 16 maybe. There you go. Here's the bass. I just did a basic bass one there. Click on the bass. So I'm gonna turn this off now. I just sampled that in. So one thing that you can do too, sorry if this is a little crooked, but it's just the way the camera's sitting. It's not sitting high enough too. 1 second while I adjust this camera here. I'm gonna tilt back like that and see if that's better for the viewing purposes. Okay. So you can use, I'm using my keyboard. If I was on my phone doing this, I would just probably either play it on here, just bass notes, so it's fine with me to do single notes. It's not like I gotta play melodically. So turn that sequencer thing off. And then the other thing that I would do in here, let me go into my applications, is usually I have a keyboard of some sort. I'm gonna try Lizard Lounge, see how that works. So it's going to pick up 16 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay. So you could record in. So I'm actually playing this. I know people think that I just use scalar all the time. Not for, I can do seventh chords. I can do basic triads. I can do all those. So it's a seventh. So I'm just going to do a 3-chord progression here. Now there's ways to do it. I could go right and just sample the chord like that. Boom, sample the chord. Crop that so we don't have to make a mistake and hear my voice. One thing is funny too is you can hear the actual clicking of the keys. So it's like recording it like this gives you a little, it's picking the mic up. It's like micing the instrument almost. I'm gonna redo that one. So you hear a little click at the beginning. I'm just gonna put a little attack on it. That's way too much. Let's crop this one first. And then we'll just a pinch of it. I want less on this than that. Just a little bit of attack just to get the click out. It's still there when I do that, so I'm gonna have to go a little bit more. You don't have to do it this way. I'm just showing you could, if you didn't have a DAW, let's say to do it in, you could do it this way. And then just, then we just go here. So I'm just doing something simple so you can see it. So the first one's here. Change the velocity on them a little bit. This will allow you to name the chord versus if I just, oops. Let's just do this, no. Sample, we're gonna go here. I closed it out. I forgot I closed out Lounge Lizard. But anyway, you get the point. So you can make a quick song. And this is just your basic song, right? With I call it the 4 parts. You got, or really 3 parts in this one, which is just your drums and percussion, your bass, and your key chords. Now you could always play a lead. I closed Lounge Lizard. Let's reopen it. See if we can remember which piano I used. Custom Electric. I used this one. All right. Oh, and of course I would just sit and close it. Like I'm so used to being in Ableton. You don't have to deal with all this, keeping the thing open. But in this, if you're gonna record this way, you would have to keep it open. So there it is. Don't close it. So you go back to your sample. Now you can't, the problem with playing here is you can't, unless you put headphones on, but then you wouldn't hear, I don't think it will record with headphones. Let's just try something here. I'm gonna plug the headphones into my MacBook, to the headphone jack. Now you won't hear this, but I'm just gonna try this to see if it works, and I'll tell you if it works. So you actually do hear that. Let me go into settings and see if on the audio, there we go, we can, so I wanted to record from Zoom audio, no. I want the output to be placed, should be the headphone jack, but I don't see the headphone jack in here. So let's do this. I have my Centris hooked up to it, and this is just to check. I'm gonna plug my thing into there, and I'm gonna send the sound out through the mixer face. And then we'll say black hole and see if that'll work. Okay, so the sound here is not, let's see. Yeah, so this is gonna be, would be definitely, so you want this to go black hole maybe? Nope, because you can't hear it. All right, cool, I hear it now through the Centris. All right, there we go. I'm gonna put the sound in through the Centris. Let me see if that works. No, so it doesn't. It won't record that way. The new mixer face. Let's see if we do this one and add a microphone, because I know they added microphone mic. Check. Microphone. So I don't think that works for what I'm thinking. This is where the challenge comes in. Sampling something, sure, it's super easy, but if you're trying to sample on screen, that's where it gets to be challenging. Now, I will say the iPad, iPhone, you have no issue with, using a mixer like AUM. You can do it that way. And record is pretty easy. But with this, with the sound going out that way, let's see. You can't play it and record over it. It will definitely bleed into the audio. Okay, so let me take this off. Set the sound in here back to where you can hear it. MacBook speakers, okay. But you get the point. It's if you're on your phone and you're doing that, it's pretty simple. And this is how I make most of my songs when I use Koala. If I'm sampling, I'm sitting here chopping the samples. I always get like a single bass note, or if I'm using AUM, I'll use a bass app of some sort. And then I'm putting my drums in there. I prefer working in standalone with Koala more than I do using AUM, which is kind of nice that they added the mixer. But the problem is still, because there's no AUV3 into here, I still have to go somewhere else to bring sounds in, which kind of, to me, defeats the purpose. But anyway, so that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you one of the coolest things, just being able to record through the mic straight in. And that's it. I'm out.